Alright, so bad news, officially. Bearings are screwed! Um, literally, they're so bad. Uh, there's a lot of rust on the outside of the bearings. Well, there was, until I got it off with rubbing alcohol and vinegar. But then, for some reason, I thought to put WD-40 on the bearings to make them roll faster. Because it worked with my micro trains. So, but the thing is, this is metal, not plastic. And it doesn't work, obviously. It's technically not a lubricant, it's a solvent. So, yeah, it really fucked up my bearings. So now these ones are screwed and I have to buy more. Here's the package. They all came in a little tiny box, but as soon as I open one, it comes with one bearing. So, and there's 42 of these, because I have 7 cars for 6 wheels. Or no, I have 6 cars for 6 wheels each, except for the front car that has 12. And so, here's the bearing. It's a ceramic bearing, because they're all ceramic bearings. Alright, so here's the train fully complete, without the wheel assemblies. And the biggest decision I had to make was with the speaker, whether I had to glue it on or use other ways to keep the song with the speaker facing on the outside instead of the inside. So this is kind of a unique solution with this. So the kind of a general design of what this looks like, at least with the middle car. It has 4 magnets, not magnets. It has 2 pieces. Well, they all should have. Okay, they all don't have the same weights, but this one has 2. Well, yeah. So they all will have 4 weights. 2 in the front, like you see here, and then 2 up here, which I pulled off. And then there's minifigures on each car. Now the only heavier car is going to be the back car, because it has that speaker. So since it has that, I'm going to take out the weights on that one, just because it'll be a little bit better on that. Kind of take away some of that weight a little bit. Alright, so I'm back at this stage. Sorry, I have to zoom out my camera. So the train should make it through this stall, in theory, because it already did the first time when I built it up to the stall before I made the rest of the layout. So I'm just gonna leave this the way it is. So yeah, so here I made some small changes because I need to know where to split up parts. So these are gray rods. This is so I know where to take these off from. And you can see here, there's a split here, and these gray rods are just holding it together. So that's kind of why I have this here. So that comes off. On the other side, there's not really anything that holds this, or there's nowhere to split this apart well. So I'm just gonna have to take off some track. And I had to do that just so this part was still pretty smooth along here, which actually looks really good. A lot better than I expected. So yeah. And then this is the change I've made. So it doesn't stop here. It actually goes a little bit farther down. Then it does a small airtime bunny hill. Kind of dives to the right a little bit, and it goes underneath still, and then it continues on. It still makes it through, but it's pretty slow, so I'm gonna lower this down. And then the trains, they're not that much different. I attached these flags. I super glued the world's smallest speaker on. It definitely adds some weight, so I'm gonna have to take some weights off of the trains, which actually I already did. So I'm gonna just test it hope that works. These are my bearings. These are actually ceramic bearings, so they last a lot longer. They are just a little faster than the regular bearings after you prepare them, and all of these were actually good bearings. They weren't bad bearings at all, which is nice. So yeah, barely makes it through here, and just a little faster there actually after this, which is kind of nice. Barely just lowered a little bit. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. This one I lowered quite a bit. As you can see, it's a little less taller now. The train barely makes it through still, but it's just a little bit faster, so it kind of helped. And I think it's just because of the side friction wheels having to do with it. Like the train's on its side for a second, so I think that's why it does that. Now my next objective is to build 2 supporting towers that go out and then diagonal up to this part here. And I'm going to do the same on this side. The only thing that's going to be different though is it's going to connect to this helix, which I kind of don't want it to, but I don't have a choice, so it's going to have to be that way. And so I'll have to find a different way of putting it on there, but we'll see. And then this tower, I'm just going to leave the way it is, because it's not really going to need anything. Alright, so today might just be the final day of building. Besides from the station, all that, I still gotta work on 2 more things, but so this is the layout so far. I changed this to just be a bunny hill. I lowered this a little bit. I lowered this quite a bit because it's struggling to get through this the most, even though it still makes it. It was just very slow. So now my next step, sorry, I have to adjust this real quick. Okay, so now next step is to support this tall tower because it tips over from the wind. So I'm gonna make 2 side supports just like I did on the barrel roll element, inspired by Wildcat's Revenge. So that's what I'll be doing. This does not support well at all. I need to fix it. That's cool. Anyways, so yeah, that's really about it. So I built 2 side supports for this tower. It's gonna start at the very top here. And I'll just go down to about here from this point. So I have to change these pieces first, extend the platform out by 8 yellow rods, and then that's where it's going to start to the very top. And this should hopefully give it enough support. I don't have to do it to this tower that you can barely see, but right there where that square is, that's where I would have had to make the next one. So yeah, that's really about it. After that, I'm going to be building the station for this thing. Actually, I've already kind of made a detail or started on it. These stairs. I might do it on both sides, I'm not sure yet. Just depends on if I have enough pieces for it, which I definitely do. But actually here, a support like that is going on both sides of the lift. So first, I'm gonna get everything cleaned up because this is definitely not gonna cut it. I don't have much room, but after I get that tower fixed, I'm then gonna work on the chain lift, which I have an idea for, but I already have it done. Excuse me. So, chain lift's already done. I have to work on that because I gotta make sure it works for all these cars, which is one of the biggest problems, is that the chain lift doesn't even work. So, yeah. And after that, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started. I gotta clean everything up, and then I'll start building.
覚めたモーニング、いつもよりうまくドリップしたコーヒー飲み干してジャージ姿のまま散歩する近所当てのないまま、この道はここに繋がってたとかたまたま発見したのいて今度攻めようとかくだらないけど素晴らしい、いつもの音が違って聞こえたり鼻歌メロディー口ずさむらら世間皆様生き急ぐ中たまに割れるから外れてみるやること多すぎ気持ちがいる解き放たれたら気持ちがいいたまにはで昼間からビール気の合うやつらとミックスありふれた何かをいつも忘れる
Alright, so here's my supports for the tower. As you see, it's like angled, and I did the towers this short this time, but it supports very well. And I also did stairs for this main chain lift. I'm not sure if I'll keep this here because it doesn't go all the way down, but we'll see about that too.
I finally got this chain lift working. It doesn't break as often as it did. Instead of having it would make it strong. It would have to be stronger because it's from the tension and the heavy train that has to go over it too. So what I had it kind of going underneath the structure instead. So you'll be able to see the chain, but it's not really good right here. So I had the drill up here, which still didn't work because it was going through the structure, but then I decided to do this, which I actually decided to watch Coaster Rider's videos to see what he did for his chain lifts. Now, I got the idea from him to use the micro chain because it was stronger, and it still didn't work going through the structure, so I decided to go with this. I went back to the normal, larger Knex chain, and still powered by a drill. Now, the gear motors up here I had, those did not work at all. It wouldn't even plug into my car battery I had in mind, so that was completely scratched off right off the bat. But here's the chain lift sort of working, but I mean the chain will snap eventually. but it won't be that big of an issue compared to it being the structure. So that's nice. And this is kind of the weird thing that's happening with the chain at the moment. I don't think I can fix it. Alright, I did a quick station. So these are all the 6 rows. Kind of the keel line from the front, and then from the back I'll exit here. And another cool thing, this path will kind of go over this track, so I gotta be careful of how I put this path on. Alright, so put the coaster together in about 40 minutes. So now I'm just putting on the tubing, so it should be another hour hopefully. Yeah, it didn't take as long as I expected, so I'm very lucky. Alright, the roller coaster is finally functional. I got the chain lift working, and I had quite a few problems with this just because of the way I had the chain looped around through the structure. It used to go through here, this tower, and then through this diagonal tower. Now it just goes underneath, and I did that because as long as this chain is smooth and gradual for the lift, you won't have any problems. And then I had the chain over this gear, which actually for some reason was the cause of the chain snapping from the top, which was weird. So I tried putting it underneath and it works just fine, no problems at all. And then I had to put this piece here to make sure the chain stayed on that gear. But other than that, it was not, it was, besides the 3 simple things I could have done, it was really difficult to figure it out. So I'm happy I did today. So you got the people in the cars, and also some of these don't have people in them because they broke like really badly. So I wasn't able to keep them on there. I didn't want to super glue them on there because it would have been annoying to deal with. So here's the mini station, which I'm going to be expanding. Either that or I just get rid of it. And I also need to fix this motor because it doesn't pull it doesn't pull the cars up currently because it's really heavy. But this chain works really good now. The drill can run full throttle, like at full speed, and it still runs pretty smoothly, so I'm happy about that. So yeah, other than that, here's the test run.